right. It is fight week. I am super excited. Yes. Yes, I am. I'm sorry, my dog is here. Anyway, so I'm just getting this channel started off here. It's my MMA channel. Real Deal MMA. Subscribe. I got to get used to saying all this stuff. I'm not used to this. I'm basically I'm trying my best. I have to learn how to use some of these programs a little bit better. And once I get to that point where I'm able to like do um, ranking systems and all that stuff, like I watch Lucas Tracy a lot, I watch MMA Guru, and I see how they have the tier list, and I'm learning how to do that stuff right now. As you can see, I was like in here doing this and stuff like that, but I saw that they did types of things, made it a little bit nicer. Yeah, I mean they don't even do anything that crazy, but I'm just trying to learn the system because I know a lot about MMA. I mean, I watch it for a long time. I was in boxing. I did martial arts as growing up till I was in my teens, and I've been a diehard fan of the UFC since way before even Lucas Tracy. He said he started watching it in like 2017. I've been watching it like the early 2000s, back in the day. Randy Couture and stuff. But I was real young at the time. But I've since then become a diehard fan. So I'm really excited. This is UFC 297, the first pay per view of the year. We got uh, Sean Strickland versus Dricus Du Plessis. I My prediction for that is it's different at certain points. I mean, like when I first heard that the fight was announced, I thought Dricus Du Plessis, without a doubt in my mind. Um, I just thought that he's too got that aggressive style. He doesn't seem to just give up. Even though he's not the most technical fighter, but he does everything that he does it well. And he kind of has this little bit of this blitzing, jumping in. He kind of jumps in. You know what I mean? And his striking is he's got power. Not a lot of pop, but he's got power. It's like boom. Strickland is by far the better striker standing up. If they're going to do a boxing match, which I know that this guy is not by any means going to do that. Dricus is going to make this a nasty fight, especially in the beginning. But my thing is, can go 5 rounds with Strickland? I know Strickland can go 5 rounds. I know that this Rick has had a nose surgery. I get that, but 5 rounds is a lot different than 3 rounders. Um, and I haven't seen him go 5 rounds in C yet. I mean, granted, he's getting everybody out of there, winning the fights decisively. I mean, when he beat, I didn't think he was going to be Robert Whitaker. I don't think anybody thought he was going to be Robert Whitaker. People, and he handled that. Um, that was shocking. But now we have a totally different fight here. Strickland got that, he's got that Philly shell, supposedly has some of the best takedown defense. I mean, we will see because I know this guy is not going to stop. At least the first 2, 3 rounds, I'm thinking Drickus is going to be in the best shape of his life. Coming into this, I've seen him gas out quite a few times in other matches, but he has. If there's a will, there's a way with him. Um, but I don't know if he can go 5 rounds with him. When like I said, when I first heard about this, I thought 100% new champion Dricus Du Plessis. Um, but now I'm leaning more towards Sean Strickland. If he can keep this standing up and keep this fight going on for, after the second, third round, I mean, he may drop the first round, maybe not, Sean. Um, Second round, the first 2 rounds are going to be close. I think they're going to be very close. But after round two, going into round three, I think is as long as Strickland's not hurt and he's not on his back getting taken down, I think he's going to have a good fight, especially from that point on. Um, I mean, we're going to have to see. The rest of the fight card for UFC 207 Raquel Pennington versus Myra Bueno Silva. I mean, it's not the most exciting co-main, but they're going up trying to take the women's bantamweight, the vacant women's bantamweight title that was vacated by the retired Amanda Nunes, great Amanda Nunes. So, I mean, that's a big deal right there for these girls right here. But at the end of the day, it's a kind of fight. I don't even know. It's a 50-50 fight for me. Neil Magny versus Mike Malott. Now, this kid, I know he's not a kid. He's 32 years old, but this is his coming out party. If he beats Neil Magny, that's a big step up in competition right there for him. And, you know, it'll really put him on the map, especially in welterweight in the UFC. So that's a big, big. I think I have him winning. I have Sean winning. I want to say I would say Raquel would win, but I'm have a feeling Myra Buena Silva is going to win. Now this is a fight right here. Chris Curtis versus Mark Andre Barrio. That is going to be a banger. Chris Curtis, we all know he comes to bang, man. That dude built like a brick shit house. Um, I mean, this dude is no joke, Chris Curtis. Um, he's coming and he's not playing. So I could see him knocking out Mark, or I could see it going. That's going to be a knockout there. I think Chris will get him out of there in the second round, second or third round, maybe even the first. I don't know, but I think he's going to get him out of there. If he doesn't, then it might be a decision for Mark. But I don't know. Chris is good. Now, this fight, I have been a fan of Mavzar Evloev for the last few years. He wasn't that active. Um, I guess he had some stuff going on. I forgot what it was, but he, like I said, from 2020 he only fought once. 2021 he fought twice. 2022 he only fought once, and once in 2023. So I mean, since 2019, 7 fights only. Since 2020, 5, and it's now 2024. So he's not been active enough for what I would have expected out of him. I mean, granted, he's fought some pretty good fighters. Diego Lopez came out of nowhere, but everybody knows now that dude's no joke. Dan Ige beating Dan Ige, Hakeem Dawodu, Nick Lentz, Mike Grundy. I mean, these are pretty good fights, but Arnold Allen, Arnold Allen is a special kind of guy. I mean, he's got great footwork. I mean, he did really, really well against Max Holloway. I agree with um, I agree with the other YouTuber. His name is Lucas Tracy MMA. Um, he was giving his breakdown on this, and I do agree that Arnold Allen does have amazing footwork, especially like Mavzar's kind of plots forward. He's in, he's out. He's kind of got this certain stance that he can leave his legs exposed. And I think Arnold Allen is a stronger fighter, but I know that Mavzar has a good wrestling or grappling background. His striking has gotten better too. I mean, that is a crazy fight right there. I was a real big fan of Mavzar, especially when I first saw him a few years ago. He just hasn't been active enough. And Arnold Allen, I was a fan of him too. So I don't even like. It's hard for me to pick between the guys because I like the both of them. But if I have to be realistic, oh man, just out off of based of off activity and performances and whatnot, you look at Arnold Allen, and he's been the much busier fighter, at least in the last couple. Really, not really either, to be honest. They've been pretty much the same on the same thing. They each fought once in 2023, twice in 2022, once in 2021, once in 20. So in 2020, 2021, he was, I think, dealing with something. But then, look at the last few fights: Sadiq Yusuf, Dan Hooker, Calvin Cater, Max Holloway. I mean, he's up there. I mean, Max Holloway is right there at the top of the division, and he had a decision loss against him. It was definitely a loss, but he took a round off of Max Holloway for sure. Maybe two, but definitely lost the fight. I think he lost a round. He won a round in that fight. Um, yeah, man, I don't know. Um, and then what else? Brad Katona. I think he's gonna win off of his wrestling. He's a good. I remember watching his fight when they did off the Ultimate Fighter, Cody Gibson. That was a great fight. That was a great fight. I mean, that was very entertaining. Um, but this is all decisions, as you can see. His first fight was a knockout, guillotine, decision, decision, submission, decision, decision, decision. A loss to Marab, a loss to Hunter, decision, guillotine, decision, 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 decision. So it's like, it's all decisions. He obviously doesn't have that much power in his hands. Um, but we'll see. He has to be careful going up against his next opponent, though, because the dude, he's a good boxer. Um, Garrett Armfield, he can just has to be careful. Charles Jourdain versus Sean Woodson. So it's Charles Jourdain versus the tall, lanky Sean Woodson. This dude is so tall, it's weird looking. I don't know what to say, mate. For fuck's sake. Jesus. Charles Jourdain, man, it just depends on if he shows up or not, man. If he shows up like the Charles Jourdain when he fought, let's see, like he's been all over the place. But when he showed up against Lando and, Andre Ewell and Lando Venata, I mean, he looked like a contender. Even against Duho Choi, I couldn't believe it. I mean, he was in the top, but then you lose to Desmond Green. Andre Feely's good. You got submitted in a Darce to Juliana Rosa. You lost to Shane Burgos, Nathaniel Wood. Nathaniel Wood's good. I like Nathaniel Wood. Actually, I think just lost the fight too against Muhammad Knight. Anyway, I just it depends on what he does on the Charles Jourdain that shows up. I can see Charles winning this fight. I can. I'm just not 100% certain if he's going to win this fight. Sergey City versus Ramon Tavares. That's a rematch from the show. I think City's going to win this fight. It's close. It was a kind of a premature stop. They first fought at the end of, I think it was the Contender Series or something like that. I just think that City is he's a little bit more sharp with his striking, and he's going to be able to, this guy's got some power, but I don't know. I just feel like City is going to take it. Jillian Robertson, Paulie Viana. Jillian Robertson's going to grab her and hump her on the ground for 2-3 rounds, maybe get a submission. Sam Patterson, he's moved up to welterweight now, but he leaves his chin up there. I mean, he's decent, but I think Johan Lanise is going to knock him out. Jasmine Jauzadovicius versus Priscilla Cachoeira. Um, I think that with her ground game, she's going to be able to limit what Priscilla can do. And then this fight, the first fight of the night, the Malcolm Gordon versus Jimmy Flick is, I mean, these two guys are fighting for their careers basically. Like Jimmy Flick has lost 2 fights in a row, I believe. Malcolm Gordon, he has lost 2 fights in a row. But he's got 2 wins in the UFC as well. Malcolm Gordon. Just he's been up against tough dudes though. Amir Albazi, um, you know, Muhammad Makayev. I mean, this dude's undefeated. He's had a couple of, they threw him in there with some tough guys. So he hasn't had an easy road. Um, but we'll see. Um, Yeah, I mean, I'm excited, and I just want to get my channel going. I know it's not the best quality stuff here, but I mean, I'm gonna get better. I'm learning little bits and bobs here and there. I've never done a YouTube channel before. I've just had it, and I've watched people do YouTube, but I'm sick of watching it all the time. Like, I just want to get my channel going. I'll get better. I promise you. I'm gonna learn how to do some things. I'll get into contact with some people, take a couple of like, watch a couple videos, get a class in or something when I have my spare time and whatnot. And I want to get this channel going. You know, like I got to have something else to do that takes up my time instead of just watching everybody else's content. You know, I'm sick and tired of it. You know, watching fucking MMA Guru take off. I'm like, I could do the same thing, man. I mean, I have my own take on it. You know what I'm saying? I'm from fucking New York. You know what I'm fucking saying? I mean, you know, now I live in fucking Tennessee. You know what I'm saying? Give me a chance. You know, like why not? You know what I'm saying? I play some video games. You know what I mean? I do this, I do that. You know what I mean? But I like MMA. I like the UFC. Give me a chance. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, I don't want to get cringy, but just give me a chance. Subscribe. Um, and I mean, I'll keep dropping content. All right.